It's time now to take a look at stories making headlines on the front page of Nigerian newspapers, and I begin with the First News newspaper. The major headline here says, Brouhaha backlash over Obi Oyedepo leaked Yes Daddy audio. Oyedepo breaks silence on leaked audio, says, I've never campaigned for anybody. What Obi Oyedepo said in leaked audio, it is authentic, says Labour Party campaign spokesman amid attacks by tweets. Leaked audio is deep fake, head Labour Party campaign. We know those who leaked the conversation with Oyedepo Obi's aide. Kiyamo Blast Oyedepo declares Peter Obi's presidential ambition dead. Namani lambates Obi for weaponizing religion, ethnicity. You'll find all the details on the front page of the First News newspaper. We move now to the front page of the Daily Trust. Ripples over Obi's religious war phone conversation with Oyedepo. The writers here says leaked audio authentic, Labour Party, it's fake, says Obidati Media Office. I've never campaigned for politicians, leaving faith Bishop. Obi's presidential ambition dead, Tinubu campaign reacting. We are studying the situation. CAN, as a Christian Association of Nigeria, NSCIA, JNI, all organizational associations are reacting to the said leaked audio. Now, another writer here says, weaponizing religion, dangerous. Sheikh Khalid Namani, Prof. Kari, all reacting to the leaked audio. We'll move now to the front page of the Blueprint. Namani to Obi. Your religious politics, the flowered nation's verging of innocence. Your religious politics, the flowered nation's verging of innocence. Labour Party's logo of Father, Mother, and Child, Catholic symbol of family trinity. Obi Oyedepo audio, product of APC propaganda. Unifade speaking. It's private conversation taken out of context. Kenneth Okonkwo reacting. And another writer here says, all political parties came to me for prayers. Bishop Oyedepo reacting there as well. Then to the front page of this Nigeria Now, controversy trails alleged Oyedepo Obi leaked tape on election. I never campaigned for any politicians, says Bishop. Mike.
All right, I have the Leadership newspaper here, and it's continuing on the topic that we have been looking at, confusion in Obi's camp over leaked election phone call. Confusion in Obi's camp over leaked election phone call. That's what Leadership has. And then we'll move on now to Nigerian News Direct. APC begins investigation of Arigbe Amosun, others for anti-party activities. APC begins investigation of Arigbe Amosun, others for anti-party activities. That's what Nigerian News Direct has. From Nigerian News Direct, let's move to the Abuja Inquirer. Abuja Inquirer says that FCTA sends back 217 beggars to Katsina, 10 other states. Officials say banditry fuels street begging in Abuja. Right, that's what Abuja Inquirer has. Nature News. Plastics are pollutants. Experts raise concern. Plastics are pollutants. Experts raise concern. That's what Nature News has. Business AM is next, and it says, out of depth on economy, Buhari to leave 46 trillion naira debt. Out of depth on economy, Buhari to leave 46 trillion naira debt. That's what Business AM has. Energy Times is the last one we're looking at now. Energy Times says concerns over stranded Nigerian crude. Concerns over stranded Nigerian crude as 25 cargoes search for buyers. China, India opt for Russian cheap oil price. Okay, these are all the stories on the front page of Energy Times there. Right, Veronica? Mike,
let's look at the story that has been making the rounds since the leaked audio came out. set to be between the Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi and the Bishop of Living Faith Church, Bishop Oyedepo. And the bishop has come out to say that he did not campaign for any political party or any politician, so to speak. And there are those who have said that within the Labour Party camp, there are those who have said that, yes, the audio is true. There was a conversation. And there are those still within the camp saying that it's deep fake. Now, how all of this is going to resolve in the coming days, we do not know. But matters of deep fake, you know, leading up to the election, we have talked about this deep fake, disinformation, misinformation, and all of it. Now we have AI coming into the mix, and how that is going to compound the situation that we're already finding ourselves in.
Oh yes, when I heard that audio, well, the point there is we know that there are tendencies and there are possibilities of audio being conjured and altered and twisted and tweaked. All those things are possible. However, that is not to say this is what happened in this case. We have not subjected this audio to that forensic analysis or check to know whether it is fake or it is real. Now, the issues there is that the conversation was actually a private conversation. Let us keep that on one side. However, the persons who are involved are not necessarily private people. They are public people. So when they make a statement and it becomes public, the way people are going to react to it is going to be different from the way any other regular person will make a conversation about the same thing. But however, Nigerians are reacting more because they feel that if you say you stand for something, whether you are sleeping, whether you're in the public, whether you're in private, whatever the thing is, your being should be geared towards what you say you stand for and believe in.
That's integrity.
It's integrity, unity, whatever the thing is, progress, and so on. So when part of that audio, if it is something to go by, when part of that audio mentioned the issue of religious war, the moment that statement was made, it rubbishes what the candidate of the Labour Party, if he is the one, we are assuming that we're creating a scenario of the assumption that he was the one who made that statement and he was the one in the audio and the audio was not doctored or was not conjured. We're making that whatever. If that is the situation, then it is quite disappointing because he has come out to say he has campaigned to Nigerians, vote for me because I have capacity, vote for me because I have the mind of making Nigeria a productive state, taking it from a consumption state to a production, and all of that. Now, he has debunked the issue of the fact that he is a candidate on ethnic or on religious grounds. He has said that I'm not a candidate for religion, I'm not a candidate for ethnic, whatever. Vote for me because I have capacity.
Absolutely.
And in the eyes of the Nigerian law, that is what it's supposed to be.
Yes.
Just vote based or campaign based on your capacity. But when we hear of the issue of speak to the Christians in this area, speak to Christians in that area, and because it's a religious war, then it creates a scenario of incitement. You're trying to whip up sentiments of people to align with you based on your religion. And the moment you do that, then you're creating more division in the system. I'm still saying that we are assuming...
Creating a scenario.
Exactly, it's a scenario. We cannot authentically, or we have not authenticated the fact that, okay, this audio is either doctored or taped. Another issue there is 3 spokespersons of the Labour Party at the highest hierarchy came up to say different things about the same audio. It tells you that there is serious confusion within the system. It also tells you that the structure within the system is actually faulty. Either it's faulty or it's not there at all. Everybody is just acting on his own. If that is the case, then they all have to go back and sit down and create what can bring them together as one people, representing one organization or one candidate, as the case may be. Because you cannot have one spokesperson say, oh, I can authenticate that it is correct. Another the audio is real. Another person comes out to say it was doctored.
Deep fake.
One said this is deep fake. Another one said it is doctored. Yeah. So what are you saying?
You know, they had always said they didn't have a structure.
Yeah, well,
Sorry.
All right, but the point there is, if you have three spokespersons not saying the same thing, then it tells you that there's a deep disconnect between or within the party hierarchy.
Yes.
And if that happens that way, then Nigerians should be wary of organizations like that. Not just the political party. We have said that we want all political parties to come on board and act in the system, because that is what strengthens our democracy. So if your political party is doing things, or we are seeing evidences of the fact that it is not acting right, you go back to the drawing board, sit everybody together, and learn from maybe the ones that are doing it right, either within the country or even outside of the country. You can fashion your political party in such a way that you learn from others what they are doing, either within the country or anywhere in the world. You can sit down and say, okay, let us structure so that, because they feel, the feeling is that their political party has come to stay.
Of course.
So if in the last election, the Labour Party that was nowhere before has become a national party, then it is assumed that in the next party they will build on that and move on to the next level. Yeah. So how do you begin to strengthen the political party so that people who were not even involved in the process can decide, okay, maybe this is a party that, you know, is something close to what, and then get more people on board. Right. But when we see this disjointedness here and there, it doesn't create a feeling of confidence.
That perhaps one person will make a statement, not three persons reacting to that statement. No, one person can just, okay, because of the image we are building, what we represent, one person speaks for all. That is what it's supposed to be. Even if, yes, people want to hear from you, you tell them, no, we have someone who is going to react. Wait for our response. That is what is expected. And now the matter of politics of identity, we are seeing it more than we have ever witnessed in this country's political history as it stands. This is a conversation that we have always had leading up to the election, during the election, and even afterwards as it stands, that a lot of us have become divided, much more divided than we were leading up to the election because of narratives like this. We are still creating a scenario.
No, of course.
Yes, because of narratives like this, that the fault lines that we have said, it is high time we begin to piece together. Statements like this are ripping us apart the more, which is not supposed to be if we want to move forward as a country, unfortunately.
Yes, I totally agree with you. The issue there is we all have to, when we point accusing fingers to others, and we are not putting our house together or putting our house in order, it tells that we're not ready for the real thing. Because if we are saying the other person hasn't done it well, then we have to be the example. We have to be the role model in doing it well. Like you said, you usually have one spokesperson. The moment that person speaks, it
speaks for everybody.
It speaks for everybody, right? The president has a spokesperson. Governors have spokespersons. Political parties have spokespersons. So in a situation where this person is speaking, the other person is speaking, the other person is... At what point did they meet to say, okay, we are representing our political party, so this is the position. We have studied what this thing is. We have reached out to both sides, and we've gotten the perspective. So let us issue a statement.
That's it.
Either you're issuing an outright statement that can be, publicized, or you're coming out publicly to say, okay, this is our stand. At the moment you've made that known, everybody quotes from there. If you want to read meanings to it, you read meanings to it based on whatever the spokesperson has said. But it's not a situation where there are three persons...
That is how people take you seriously.
Exactly. It's not where three persons are saying different things. In fact, some persons have even said that it was the handiwork of opposition, that the opposition is the one, using that as a propaganda, or came up with that conjuring of the audio. So how do you, the opposition will go and meet the Labour Party presidential candidate, or go and meet the Living Faith pastor, Living Faith overseer, and say, let there be a conversation. I don't get it. Except if the audio is actually manipulated. But the point there is, we're still creating scenarios because we cannot authentically verify the fact that it has been manipulated or it is total fake, as the case may be. But we are working based on the pronouncements of the spokespersons of the political party, where somebody said it is verified, it is authentic, another person came out to say it is fake, another person came out to say it was doctored. So whatever the thing is, it sets confusion in all of us, in all Nigerians. And like you said, taking the party seriously, it begins to if these persons are not coordinated, then it tells us the kind of party that they have.
I hope that they are learning lessons as they get on, moving on from this matter.
Yeah, of course,
now.
they will
because
learn.
As it stands, you need to begin to look inward to know what to do, the kind of structures you should build, even though you say you don't want to have that kind of structure that we have seen with other political parties. But you must set some pace and have some blocks of building blocks that helps build up what the image you want to have, such that Nigerians take you seriously moving forward.
Every political party needs a structure. You
Right.
may call it
whatever you want to call it.
How you want to call it.
Right.
Because if you don't have a structure, there won't be stability. If you can't run a volatile structure or volatile platform where this is how we're feeling now, let's all move this way. This is how we're feeling now. You can't have a system like that and think that you will create the kind of change that everybody wants to see or create the kind of scenario that everybody wants to see. There has to be, every organization has a structure. And it is that structure that keeps the system going. So that when you're talking about ideologies, it is ideologies feed or is held up there by the structures that you have put in place. And the structures are represented by institutions that you have within the system. So that's how the thing runs.
Let's see what comes up much later, because this is a story that I'm certain that a majority of Nigerians will be looking for, statements coming out moving forward. The APC has said it's going to investigate. Let's see what comes out much later.